Good afternoon. I'm now going to call the Wednesday, February 12th, 2025 meeting of the Norfolk County Commissioners to order. On Wednesday, March 29th, 2023, Governor Healy signed into law the acts of 2023, an act making appropriations for fiscal year 2023, which included a 2-year extension on the option for public meetings to be to public bodies to hold remote meetings by suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20. That action was effective immediately, extending the current option for remote meetings through March 31st, 2025, soon to be here. Thank you. Would you please join me in saluting the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Call the roll. Commissioner Stady.
I am present, sir.
Commissioner Collins.
Present.
Commissioner Shea is stated. Is present. We have a quorum. No executive session today? John?
No, sir.
Good. Number 4, minutes of the open meeting law of February 5th, 2029, and of the executive session meeting on January 29th, 2025.
I move approval of the meeting minutes of the open session of February 5th. As presented.
Second. Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye. Mr. Chairman, I'll move approval of the executive session of January 29 with stipulation minutes to be held until such time as the chair declares they can be released. So moved.
Second. Motion made and seconded on the approval of the executive session minutes of February 29, 2025 to be held to a later date.
January 20.
January 29. To be held to a later date. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Thank you very much. Number 5, appointments. We have one appointment this morning. Two? Sorry, I'm only going, taking them one at a time anyway. Introduction of Lucille Cassis, who's going to be and is the incoming director of RSVP. Came to work after a nationwide search with us on Monday. And Robert and John are taking her under their wings, and Lucille's leading fast. So Lucille, get up here in the big seat.
All right. For the hot seat.
There you go.
Commissioners, this is Lucille Cassis.
Pleasure to meet you
Braintree,
both.
Mass.
That's correct.
Norfolk County.
Thank you very much.
Let's see.
How are you?
I knew this since I saw her resume coming through the line. Lucille worked for Norfolk County. I don't want to tell her years, and you'll know how old
It's
she is,
okay.
but
Yeah.
for 8 years.
Yeah.
Through her college career and everything, she worked at the jail, the old
Yeah, I
jail. I
did.
see. So,
Ladies,
did you started in the old jail,
What
right?
sheriff? Sheriff
I
Hawaii?
did start at the old jail.
Well, there's few of you left, right?
Yeah. that
Sheriff
was-
Cliff Marshall or Sheriff?
Yes.
Oh, Cliff, really?
Cliff,
Wow.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Oh,
A wonderful
loved
man.
him. Loved
Who?
him.
Wonderful man. Cliff.
Lost him too
Cliff
soon.
Marshall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. He was really
Oh.
great.
and then went off to finish college and went off and worked for several public-private entities. The most recent out of Bill's Place, where she worked for a number of years, and all the various things that go with it. And a dynamic ad for a new RSVP caught her eye. I don't
It
know
did?
how,
Yeah, it did.
and that's how she came to us. And John and the team went through the resumes, and Lucille is here to pick their brain, and then we'll get ready for hopefully to fill the number 2 job,
Mhm.
whenever Chris wants to leave. So, welcome, Lucille.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Delighted to be here.
Any questions, commissioners, any comments of relatives?
I just, if I would, I would
Sure.
say first,
Sure.
welcome.
Thank you.
It's one of those, we're very blessed. We have some great people working in the county
Yeah.
and with the commissioners, and
Mhm.
RSVP and the job that Robert has done sometimes goes under the radar, and that's
Mhm.
actually a good thing because
Mhm.
you don't hear anything, and that means everything's going fine.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see you get your feet wet and get in there. Maybe, again, like anything else, sometimes you put your own imprint on things. I know one thing we care about greatly is the veterans.
Yeah.
And that was something that we had a ride a vet program.
Yeah.
And we have some other things we want to talk about, but
Mhm.
you're going to have lots to do.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll fill you in and you'll
Yeah,
see
Robert's
yourself,
been great.
but
Yeah.
this will be a great challenge for you.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm very excited about it.
Good.
And I think, my background in nonprofit work and marketing and communications, I see a lot of opportunities to publicize the good work that RSVP is doing and, what the commissioner's commitment is to that role. And, how we can help more veterans perhaps.
yeah,
And,
well, that'd be good. No,
so,
but,
yeah,
yeah.
I love working with volunteers and retirees. So
Good.
it'll be fun.
Well, we'll put you to work.
All right. Good. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Okay, Lucille.
Now, you already voted her appointment, right?
We did.
Yes, we did, but
Okay.
I just
Through you,
wanted
Mr.
to-
Chair, if you wouldn't mind appreciating her introduction, I thought we'd give her a few minutes to inform the commissioners of her full background, what brought her to our attention, and really what leveled her up as the top candidate for the job that you've appointed her to. So, if you wouldn't mind, Lucille, give us a little bit of a history
ahead.
beyond the beginnings, if you
Sure.
will, at the sheriff's office.
Oh, thank you, Joe, also for the introduction and to John for a great interview, which got me really excited as well. So for those of you who don't know me, I've been in public service and nonprofit work for most of my career. I had a brief stint in working at an ad agency and in business development, and I was like a fish out of water. I think I have a servant heart, and I loved being in the roles that I was in. I think the most significant and relatable would be my work at the hospital in Plymouth, and Beth Israel Deaconess Plymouth Hospital, which was Jordan Hospital when I was there.
Right.
And also, I was director of public affairs, and also at Father Bill's, as Joe mentioned, in the chief development officer role. So I owned marketing, communications, fundraising, and also volunteers. And we had about 400 volunteers. And they ran the kitchens in the shelters, and we were a very integral part of the process every single day, 7 days a week. And basically an extension of the workforce. If we didn't have them, the kitchens wouldn't run. So when I was there, I also developed a distribution center, which created more volunteer opportunities to sort donations and also helped the bottom line because the amount of in-kind donations were coming in were significant. So that was one project that was really fun. And so I think over the last 4 or 5 years, I've just been looking for something that sort of combines all my skills and expertise. And when I saw this online, I got excited about it because I love working with seniors. I was born to older parents, and I had a lot of seniors in my life, and they have so much to offer, and I just love talking to them. So I'm looking forward to just kind of getting out into the communities, to the partner sites, and shoring up those relationships, because I think it's a lot like fundraising, where you're retaining your current donor base, and you're looking for new donors, but you don't want to lose the partners that you have because of neglect or anything. So you want to, make sure they're happy, and then of course the volunteers are happy if they're having a good experience with them. So I'm looking forward to meeting all the people that Robert, the relationships he's developed over the last 10 years. It's pretty incredible what he's accomplished. And with Chris, I met Chris yesterday. He was wonderful. And certainly working with veterans, I love the idea that we have that program. And my father-in-law's a veteran and couldn't get a ride to his doctor's appointments if it wasn't for people like the volunteers who got him there because we were all working, and it was hard to get him to where he needed to go. So I see the vital nature of that program as well. But I also see the possibilities of, making sure that the county, as a regional entity is recognized for this type of work, either through newsletter or social media, where I have that background. So that could be exciting as well. And getting you guys out maybe for photo ops and press releases and things of that nature.
Okay.
So maybe not so under the radar, but I don't know. Maybe not too high above the radar.
You're talking the right language. I think.
Yeah, I think there's a myriad of opportunities for that. So yeah, that's what I hope to do and carry on the good work. And like you said, maybe put my little fingerprint on it as we go.
Lucille, so Robert did a fabulous job.
Yeah.
And we can't thank him enough for all of these done for us. But we're
Absolutely.
excited to have you on board. And
Thank
your
you.
resume speaks for itself. It's wonderful. So
Thank
we're
you.
excited to have you.
Thank you so
Just
much.
because she was brought up in Milton, that doesn't mean a thing. She went to Braintree, isn't it?
I've gone about 5 miles since my birth in the South Shore area. Yeah, Robert, I mean, even in 3 days, the amount of processes and things that he's put in place to develop these relationships is very impressive. And yeah, just building on that work for sure.
Okay, what did you want to say?
Okay.
Did you say it? Okay,
Is that good?
that's it, I think. Any other questions
All
for
right.
Lucille? We're here every week, Lucille,
Wonderful to meet you.
Yeah.
on Wednesdays.
Look forward to
All
working with you.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Same
Take care. Good luck.
And Robert's last day with the county is 2 weeks from today. So
Right.
Time for
Yeah,
that,
we're gonna have a
time the
little
meeting around it.
2 weeks.
little,
from
session,
Yes, sir.
in jazz
right.
band and
Thanks,
Chinese food.
today. Very
Okay,
good. See you soon, Robert.
second part of item number 5, appointments. Sam Edmonds, Chief Information Officer, regarding state cyber security grants. Good afternoon, Sam.
Commissioners, how you doing today?
Good.
Pass out something for you, which we'll get to in a moment.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Chairman, it's for you. So when I got here in the very end of 2022, the county was participating in the Executive Office of Technology Services and Security, which is the state's technology branch, Municipal Cybersecurity Awareness Grant Program, which is money that the state gave out to municipalities and schools to have a cybersecurity training program to increase cybersecurity safety. That was something that participating schools and counties and towns could log into and just get some cybersecurity training lessons. So Mark McDonald had been administering it for the county, and the school had been participating in that as well. I helped him with that in 2023, and it was a platform of lessons that we signed people up for and nudged them to complete the classes. I don't believe the commissioners were involved in that, but everybody else here. The registry was not participating in that. They have this other cybersecurity training program that's called Know Before, KNOW, and they were doing their cybersecurity training that way. And then we signed up for it again in 2024, and in 2024, the state actually moved the platform to that same technology called Know Before and made it a lot more sophisticated. So we actually did such a good job with it last year that you'll see our name as one of the top achievers last year. Right there, we just had an introduction to the 2025 program this year, so I was excited to see our name there. That meant that we were some of the only 28 programs to have made it above 70% completion. We actually had 86% completion. So we had 29 people who made it all the way through the year there. And 86% of those folks made it all the way through. And what does 86, well, making it all the way through mean? There were 12 different lessons last year. And there was a test, an awareness, cybersecurity awareness test at the beginning, and then one at the end to see how you did, and 12 different lessons all the way through. Last year, the state had a big hands-on role in that. They said, hey, we're going to give you 6 lessons. You got to do these 6 lessons, and then there'll be some time, and then we'll release the next 6 lessons, and everybody was signed up, had to get through those. This year, they just told us this morning, we're gonna give you access to those lessons, but you decide how you're gonna group them and when you're gonna release them, and you guys can do whatever you want. This Know Before program really gives you a lot of control. You can set up notifications to the users. Hey, you've fallen behind. Hey, you need to finish by this. Hey, you did a good job. You can complete it. The second thing you have in there is a certificate that I passed out to folks when they finished everything. There's certificates inside of it. There's extra things that Know Before platform gives you. You can look at the lessons on your cell phone. There's extra things you can give out to your family, to your parents, to your grandparents.
We get a certificate for a commission statement.
Absolutely. That's why I'm passing it out, so he can say, yeah, actually, we did not sign you up, and let me bring it up now since you mentioned it.
Oh,
We didn't sign up you three, but if you would like to have these cybersecurity lessons, I can sign you. I can put you in there if you want, but you let me know about that. The school is signed up for the 2025 session. Also, Mark Coed is working on that, and we've offered to help him out. It's easier for us. We have low 30s in the number of people who take these lessons. Mark, to cover the staff and the administration, that's a lot more people. So it's harder for Mark with all the other things he has to do all that himself. So between Mark McDonald and I, we can help Mark Coed set the stuff up, especially since we learned the Know Before system that much more easily last year. So I've offered that to Mark as he gets going on that. But what the other thing that this platform does besides just the lessons is it does simulated phishing emails. Since phishing, which is where a fake email comes in and tries to get you to click on something that takes you to a website, which then compromises your whole system. It's a fake email that comes in from the state, actually handles that part of it. And if you do click on it, instead of messing up the system, it just alerts you, you fell for it, and it takes you to another additional lesson that you take to explain what went wrong there. So that's good. They send out 8 phishing emails throughout the season. That's very important. It gives you all kinds of reports through the system. I mentioned the application you can do on your phone if you can't do it at work. So it's a nice system, and it's all for free. And the lessons this year will be different from the lessons last year, so people won't get too bored. And the other thing they do is every month, the state sends out a little email to everybody who signed up with security tips and other things to try and keep it interesting. They offer all kinds of help all through the year and monthly meetings. It's a very nice program that the state affords us for nothing to help us out. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to let you know about. The other thing is there's 2 different paths. So there's what they call the traditional paths, but for people who we feel like know the stuff already, they have the advanced path, which is a different set of lessons. And when you start the lesson, if you think you know it already, you can try and take the test that comes at the end of each lesson. And if you pass that test, then you don't have to take the class itself. So we're going to review people's scores from last year. And if we think that they did a good enough job, we'll sign them up for the advanced path. And then if they want to go back to the traditional path, we can do that as well. So we have a lot of flexibility. It's very important for us, as you know, that we have to do it every year for everybody, but especially given what happened here last year, we want to keep doing this. The registry will stay on its existing Know Before class because this whole thing, the traditional path will take, when you go through all 18 lessons, will take about an hour total, which over the course of 7 months or so is really nothing for people. But because most people at the registry do not have internet on their computers, it's a much bigger deal for them to have to get up, go take 18 lessons. That's at a computer that does have the internet, so we don't require them to do that. Can I answer?
Required to do what?
They'd have to, if we sign them up for this state program, the people at the registry who do not have internet, they would have to go to a computer that does have internet, get up from their desks, go sit down, take the lessons one at a time, go through.
Okay, so they're doing their own training.
Yeah, they have a training that is, I think it's maybe 30 minutes or so in one sit down. So they all have to do it, but they'll do it in one session. And it's from the same company, but it's slightly different, covers basically the same topics.
Amen.
Mr.
Mr. Chairman.
Larkin.
Thank you, Sam. So I want to make sure it's clear. So people will be required to do it every year, right?
Yes.
Okay, and it takes about an hour to do the whole program?
These 18 lessons, according to the state, what they said this morning, these 18 lessons and the tests will be about an hour total.
Okay, that's not bad. Once you complete it, like the second time or third time, if you said, I think you're talking about advanced skill, do you build on that and then it maybe takes even a little less? Or goes more in depth or?
Most people are in the traditional path. So we space it out over the year so that it sticks with you and you keep things top of mind. If we stick you in the advanced path, the lessons are slightly different and you could skip the lesson if you pass the test at the beginning, but we also space those out. There are in the Know Before platform, which there's additional lessons. So for instance, last year, a lot of the engineering guys went through it real quickly and several of them went into the training library and took some of the additional classes. So there's extra things you can do if you're so inclined.
So, last question.
Sure.
I mean, is this a program that you spread out over the year?
Yeah,
I see.
good question. So
You don't want to do it all in 1 hour. You want to do one module and then pick up another module.
Right. So
after the
we'll,
lesson.
what the state did last year when they released everything is they had 6 lessons in module 1 and they released that in, I think it was March. And you were supposed to get that done by June.
Okay.
And then the second set of lessons wasn't released until July and you were supposed to get that done by December. This year we can do whatever we want, but we'll follow a similar path. We won't release all 18 lessons at once and say, do whatever you want. We'll clump them together so that you're taking lessons throughout the year.
Go ahead. Good job.
Director
Thank you,
Cronin,
Steve.
question?
Not a question, more of a point of emphasis. So, what Sam's bringing forward today is obviously great news for the employees of Norfolk County. This type of training has to be a regular and recurring event. We have to be invested as an organization in taking this approach to cybersecurity very seriously. It has proven to be a very successful tool. Most organizations fortify their cybersecurity awareness through training and other simple tasks. And one of the things I want to compliment Sam and his team on is implementing multi-factor authentication for users to gain access to our system. It's also a proven approach to keeping your system well protected. No system is 100% secure from a successful cyber attack. But I believe that through regular, recurring, and relevant training such as this, and the hard work that Sam's people do behind the terminals and the servers is obviously giving us our best chance to withstand any future cyber attacks. One of the things I want to highlight and give you a hint on, in the next few weeks, you're going to be hearing from the department heads about their FY26 budget requests. Sam has placed in his FY26 request a new hire to handle cybersecurity awareness. You'll hear from him on the details and how creative we can be with the use of that resource. We'll have to see if we can afford the resource, but I think, again, it underscores the emphasis that he and his team are trying to emphasize for safety of our technology and data. We cannot let up. This training is a very big part of that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, so we'll give you reports. And again, if you feel so inclined and would like to partake of these lessons, just let me know. We got slots for you, but it is not required for you since you're not working at terminals here. Anything I can answer for you at any point, just let me know.
I have a quick question.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
High achievers, 2024. How do they measure high achievers again?
At least 70% of the participants finished the entire program.
70% of employees.
Yeah.
Complete the entire program. Okay, and do we pay a fee for this?
Nope, all free.
Okay. And there are other agencies that supply this too?
Yeah.
We were doing it in the past, or just the registry would do it?
So the registry has had
Other stuff.
paid for the same program called Know Before.
Okay.
They don't participate in the state's this program through the state of these lessons. And then the state switched to the same Know Before platform. So
Okay.
it's different lessons, but delivered on the same platform.
But to answer the question, we had been doing
Yes,
similar
we've been
training.
doing this since 2022. The state's cybersecurity training program.
Prior to that, we were using program.
Yeah, I don't know, I can't remember what it was, but the county's been doing cybersecurity training for, I'm sure, many years.
Okay, that's very interesting. Last call for Sam on cybersecurity.
Thank you, Sam.
And my pleasure.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, sir.
If you want to sign up, we'd like to know by
Yeah.
email.
Call me, send me an email.
Okay.
Number
Thanks, Sam.
6.
Thank you.
Public comment. Each meeting, we have a section on our agenda for public comment. We're at that section right now. Is there anyone out in Zoom land that wants to have any comments at all for the commissioners? Anyone at all that has any public comment? Director Cronin, do you have any knowledge of anyone that has any public comment or has contacted you?
No, sir.
Okay, last call for public comment. Seeing none, we're gonna go to number 7, old business. I have none. Number 8, here's an odd one, personnel matters for consideration. We have none.
Easy.
It is the quiet
That's
time,
never happened to me. That's the first time for me.
not too often, I'll
Not
tell
too
you that.
often, that's right.
Number 9, payroll and expense warrants for approval. I know we have those.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner.
be pleased to move the following. We have 3 items for the warrant list of February 12th. Number 1, move approval of 25-32 payroll of the county, the amount of $142,760.82. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
Second, I move approval of 020225, expense for the county, the sum of $60,239.85. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
And the
Next.
third, I move approval of 25-08, expense of the school. Move approval of the sum, $147,874.86. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
That concludes the warrant list, Mr.
Thank
Chairman.
you. Number 10. Report on the American Rescue Plan Act Program, Director Cronin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With your permission, can I tackle both 10 and 11?
Work together?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, Commissioners, earlier this week, Norfolk County participated in the now quarterly held Quad County meeting group. We collectively are now allowed to exhale following successful obligation period that ended at the end of December. Each county gave a report on that. The focus, however, is on the development of the new transfer rules and transfer tool within the portal developed by Clifton Larson to allow for obligated funds that have been deemed surplus from one entity to be transferred to an obligated program to another. Could be within that same organization, different program, or outside that organization to another obligated program. So we went through the details as presented by Clifton Larson. Norfolk County sponsored this request. I wanted Clifton Larson to develop a program that tracks all of the relevant communication, usually email, sometimes attachments, memos, and so forth, around these transfers. Without getting into the details, that the original portal was not designed to track transfers. We really don't know how active this space will be. At least initially, it's not, because communities are still spending their money and not done. We do have one that's in the queue. That's the town of Dover that's waiting for the opportunity to transfer. I think it's $50,000, and we need to get this this transfer tool approved. They're not far from completing that. I hope to have that done in the next week or so. And if we do, you'll see the first transfer request before you as soon as next week. The good news is, after the presentation by Clifton Larson, all 3 counties, Barnstable, Bristol, and Plymouth, that participated, agreed to accept the tool for their own use. So we'll not split the cost by 4 and save considerable money on that. So our benefits of working with other counties continues. This particular option will be in use through the end of 2026. I predict 2026 will see a more active space for transfers, and that's when these previously approved grants will really start to sunset, and communities are going to be asked to move those funds to areas where they can be optimized. So good development. I hope to have something very soon, within the next week or so, from Dover. And just as a reminder, Norfolk County has a looming surplus in one of our grants. It's the Building Management System project that is currently underway at Dedham District Court. I think that program, I think that ends at the end of May, when the full installation is received. And at that time, we will approach you with a transfer request for any surplus to some of the programs that are approved for obligation. So we're in the game, and I expect many other communities will fall behind us well into 2026. That is all I have on ARPA this afternoon. Thank you. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any questions, Commissioner?
That's
Brady?
for you, of course, Mr. Chairman. So, Director Cronin, if that we have any surplus in any of the programs for the county or otherwise, that surplus can only be applied towards people or towns or entities that already put something in already, right? You can't we can't say, oh, you know what, we could like to help out this organization or this town or this program. It's too late to do that kind of thing. Is that correct?
Broadly, yes. Let me be more specific. So if we received a surplus from entity A, wherever,
Right.
and it has to go somewhere, it can only go to another obligation, a grant that has been approved and has the capacity to receive.
Okay.
So if the town of Norwood, for example, has been very active and they don't have any existing excess capacity grants or a place to receive them, they cannot receive the transfer. You have to be in the game to accept it. So that's the point of it all.
Last call for opera. Anything?
No, it's good.
Any other questions?
This will ensure that we really do optimize the federal fund. This will squeak out all pennies and dollars to its ultimate end. We'll run the reversion.
Number 12, report from the procurement department regarding bid openings and contract awards.
I'll handle it, Mr. Chairman.
We have one today.
Sure. The procurement unit had put out to bid the services for an assistant ARPA coordinator. We're pleased to advance for your consideration this contract over to William C. Galvin. Bill has been doing this role for the last couple of years for us. In this case, it will be for a rate of $2,500 a month through June 30th, 2026. The main thrust of this operation, as I mentioned before, will be in the monitoring phase. We'll use his services to work directly with Clifton Larson to ensure that communities that are in need of communication, lapsed information, or for any other reason in need of a check-in have to comply with monitoring and have to provide us ledger information on the activities of the grants they've received. Bill will be the point of contact for communities that have not immediately cooperated. So that'll be his role going forward to be in 2026.
Second year for this.
So this is his previous contract lapse. So this is a new contract.
Yeah, we can bid it in.
We had to rebid it.
Okay, that's fine. Any questions?
So 1 year, 2 year, how does this work? This is
I believe it's 1 year.
1 year.
It's a year and some months. It will expire on June 30th, 2026.
June 30, 2026.
Yes, sir.
And that's terminal as far as that goes.
Yes.
You believe?
Effectively
Okay.
for this role, yes.
Any questions? Okay, so we're ready to award this. Everything.
Yes, we'll accept the motion.
Okay. How about a motion on
Paper.
assistant opera coordinator?
Sure, I'll be pleased to move the approval of William,
Galvin.
I know it's Billy Galvin. William C. It is William C. Galvin, position of assistant opera consultant, a period of 1 year, with an option to renew for 1 6-month period at the rate stated, and contract to expire June 30, 2026. This would be effective this date. So
Motion made and seconded to approve the appointment of William C. Galvin of Canton, Mass. As assistant opera coordinator. Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote, 3-0. Thank you.
Yep, you got it.
13, report of the county director, John Cronin.
Thank you, sir. A few items. The commissioners may recall in previous meetings I've made mention of our opioid grant cycle. You have successfully awarded around, I believe, 11 awards in round 1. we are now in position to approach round two for the remaining county coalition partners. We're working actively right now to conclude all of their interests. I want to thank Maureen Wyden, who's been our point, contacting these groups to make sure they send in their letter of interest, their W-9s and so forth. I hope to have a list of eligible applicants for you as early as next week. I will have more to report at that time on how close we are to fulfilling the remaining coalitions that are in need of this funding. I just want to also remind the commissioners that our multi-county ARPA meeting with the other counties is now moved to every 3 months. Our next meeting will be, I think, in late May, as we discuss various programmatic challenges, and in this case, transfer updates, cost sharing, and any updates relative to the federal government's interest in.
Who's hosting that? Did we say Bristol?
So this is not to be confused with the County Commissioners Association.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay.
This is the Quad County group that meets to discuss ARPA.
Okay.
So just mentioning that we're moving to every 3 months.
Okay.
But yes, I believe the next host of the association is Bristol. We are continuing our interviews for assistant superintendent for the golf course. We've had, I believe, 4 interviews to date. A new applicant has emerged that we are seeking to interview, I think, as early as next week. The applicant happened to be on vacation this week, so we'll see him next. I wanted to inform the commissioners that the plumber who you hired late last year has tendered his resignation. We'll be processing that and posting for a new vacancy of the county plumber without delay. Relative to the FY26 budget cycle, Michelle Labadini reports that the Mayflower Group has announced that they will release the FY26 health and dental rates on March 13th, just in time for us to be building the FY26 budget. Early signs are that our insurance rates, health insurance rates, will go up approximately 7%. And then finally, I sent an email today to the union president of AFSCME, Kevin Folan. Kevin had approached the register and I in early January, requesting a sit down to discuss ways in which the union can understand how the county and registry's understanding of the employee handbook and hiring process can be resolved. So I notified Kevin that now that we're past a certain grievance hearing and we're into our collective bargaining, I'll defer to him on when he thinks that meeting is best to be held, but I welcome the opportunity on your behalf as well to assist in any way to address this matter. So that is all I have at this time.
Any questions, Director Cronin? Okay, moving right along. Emergency items that the chair did not reasonably anticipate will be discussed. I have none. If anyone has anything else today, now is the time to bring it up.
Mr. Chairman, just a footnote to what I just read. The health insurance rates are going up 7%. Dental rates are going up as well by 5%.
These are built-in costs, of course.
They will be.
What do they call them? Outside the budget, what is the term they use?
Indirect costs.
Indirect costs. Indirect costs are directly affecting our pocket. Because we can't do anything about it. Okay, last call. Thank you. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn at 1:41.
Second, that's good.
So move.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Yeah.